Happy National Chili Day. If you want the boldness of a Texas chili, also known as the chili con carne with some chicken, then you're at the right spot. And this is on my journey to make the best Texas red chili. And this recipe is part of Jim's Kids Kitchen hashtag Chili Day 2023 collab. Check that out and look at all the other recipes for the chili recipe inspiration. All the numbers are linked down below. Check it all out and let's get started. So we're gonna start by de-stemming and de-seeding all of our chili peppers. And the type of peppers that you use in the chili is really gonna have a big impact on the final flavor. So I'm using ancho chili peppers, which have a slight sweet, smoky flavor, and the heat level is mild to medium. The guajillo peppers, on the other hand, are also slightly sweet, smoky, and a mild to medium level of heat. I've never worked with these chilies before, so I thought it would be fun to just kind of experiment with different amounts, and this just seemed to work out. Just get rid of all those seeds and then throw all the chilies into your Instant Pot that's on saute mode on high, and then roast them until the chilies have become aromatic. The aroma will be intense and they will soften a little bit. After a few minutes, add that into a large bowl and fill it up halfway with chicken broth. Let that soak while we do the other stuff, and that involves bacon. I have chopped it up, added it to my Instant Pot from earlier. No need to rinse it out, and then just gently let that bacon fat render as you turn this into crispy, delicious bacon. Set that bacon aside and leave the bacon fat in the Instant Pot, because now we're going to cook that ground chicken. Turn the Instant Pot saute mode on high and then add the chicken in and cook it until it's white throughout with some level of browning. We want to flavor that meat and we'll add it back to the chili later on, so set that aside as well. I'm gonna add some olive oil just so that it's not dry. It'll help it cook it down, and then you want to add a good pinch of salt. So while those onions are softening up, let's take a look back at our chilies, which I've now transferred to a food processor, and I'm pureeing them into a smooth paste. Now you may need to add more liquid to help those blades move. Don't worry about it. Add that in, get that smooth paste that you need, and then set that aside for now. I just threw in some of my garlic into my onions. Give that a quick mix and then add in your cinnamon and allspice. We lightly roast this up before adding in our next set of ingredients, which, as you saw right now, is our chili paste. The ancho and guajillo chili. They smell incredible. It's like a barbecue in your Instant Pot. Mix that up. We're going to let the chili paste roast now, so that those flavors that we have in there gets even more intense. And we'll do the same with our dried spices. So there's a bunch of spices here. We have ground cumin, ground coriander, paprika, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, salt, oregano. Add all of that in here. All the numbers you'll see in the recipe, but I don't want anything to burn, so I'm gonna add it all in, mix it all up, and continue to roast this until this flavor, our base, has intensified. Now these are my chipotle peppers in adobo. I'm gonna add them just like that, and I'm gonna leave some of those chunks in there, which I can then break off with the back of my spoon. But I quite enjoy when I kind of bite into little chunks, little playful chunks of the chipotle when I'm having my chili. And this might be a bit unexpected. I'm gonna add in some brewed coffee and some cocoa powder, the bitterness of which will complement well with the spicy, savory flavors in the chili. And both of these ingredients contain umami compounds, which will have a great umami effect in our final chili and just create a depth of flavor. Then I'm gonna add in my sauteed ground chicken from earlier, mix that all in, then add in your diced tomatoes, your chicken broth, about a cup or so of water just for the consistency, pinto beans, which I have rinsed from the can so that we don't have any of those nasty juices. And now just mix that all really well. We can adjust for salt later on. You can add some salt right now. It doesn't really matter at this point because everything's going to be adjusted towards the end, and there's nothing to cook down that needs salt right now. All we need to do now is hit that cancel button, change the Instant Pot to slow cook mode, and you can cook it on normal for 4 hours, or if you're in a hurry and you want that chili now, then 2 hours on high. And while I've never been to Texas, I've never had authentic Texas red from Texas, I think we're getting pretty close to what it should look like. Now, this is my journey towards it. I know that some people are strictly a no against beans, but I never said that this is the authentic Texas red. I'm getting close to it. This is a step towards it. I just wanted the beans this time, okay? So now's the time for you to taste, add some more salt if needed, and fingers crossed, you don't need to add any more of the dried spices because, again, I'm a bit iffy about adding it to just gravy because the spices are raw. Yes, even though some spices might be roasted, it's still raw spice. You can get more out of it, and I can't let it just have not unleashed its full potential. Now the chili paste we added really helped with the thickness, but I want it to be a bit more thicker. So I'm going to add in some masa harina, which is a type of corn flour, and add a bit of water. Just treat it like a slurry made of cornstarch basically, and add that water, whisk that up until it's smooth, and add that to your chili. Just make sure to give that a really good mix, and then as chili comes up to a simmer, it will thicken, and then you can add more if needed. And while it took us some time to get here, we are here that we can finally enjoy this chili that all of us have been raving about. So go ahead and pour your chili on. I have, as you can see, chopped green onions, finely grated cheddar, some sour cream, so I'm ready to enjoy it. Oh, and let's not forget our crispy bacon. So top it all up, add the cheese always first so the heat can melt it up. So like this video if you enjoy beans and tomatoes. Let me know what chili recipe you want to see next in the Instant Pot. And subscribe to the channel to see how to make great, incredible meals easily, no matter what your skill level is. And y'all know I like my coffee, so buy me one, because this renovation was an experience. Check out some more chilies and I'll see you on the next one.